Yo, is this thing on? Yo, good morning. How's everybody feeling this morning? Yeah, I'm alright this morning. Yo, I'm about to get straight into it. The topic. Now, you know I keep it brief as much as I can. And I try to make sense out of what I'm saying and out of the things that's going on, but let's get into it, right? So last night I watched the Say Cheese interview with Crip Mac, and he's basically explaining the difference in the Houston gang banging and the LA gang banging. He said in LA Crips don't like Crips, and I don't understand. I do understand why, but is it really? Well, yeah, because the gangs kind of separated us. It kind of divided us as black men. My gang the hardest, we make the most money, we the shooters, we this, we rap, you know. So yeah, I can see why, but I think the Southern guys, excuse me, the Southern guys more so were raised to kind of like stick together. You know what I'm saying? Or they was under the belief of that these gangs were all together because they was all Crips, which down south Southern people don't lose that. Don't lose that, man. Keep that, man, because that's what something, you know, those of you all are rocking like that, man. We don't have that. Keep that unity, man, but you know, try to unify as black men, not as a gang. You know what I'm saying? We need to start coming together as black men, not this gang stuff. That's what excuse me, that's what's keeping us separated. That's what's keeping us separated, fam. This gang banging. You know, man, I done seen some of the opposite sides, man, get together. They have some of the most brightest ideas. They come together and they make something happen, man. You know, but you got to come together as men. We can't come together in this gang stuff. We can't look at colors and, you know what I'm saying? But as far as us older people, you know what I'm saying, and shorties in their teens and 20s, you all can change. Older people, most of y'all are stuck in y'all ways. Y'all gonna be who y'all are. But you shorties, y'all got a chance to do something different and change, man. Do not follow the trends your great-grandfather left, your grandfather left, your father left. Don't follow that, man. Go your own way, your own path. Stick together, man. If he a Crip, you a Crip, stick together. No matter if you from Hoover or you from Roland or 8 Trey. If you GD, stick with the GDs. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if you GD from Memphis, if you GD from Oakland, if you GD from, it don't matter what gang, you know what I'm saying? If y'all in the same gang, it don't matter the area. Why does it matter the area? Y'all gotta know when to come together for some stuff, man. Y'all gotta know when to come together for some ish. Like for real. Because a lot of times when we're divided, that's when we're conquered. We're conquered when we're divided. How do we stand against other nations and other people? How do we fight against these Asians who has this crime bill, who feel like they have a right to hurt or kill a black person if the black person come into their store and is kind of irate, disrespectful, or what have you. You know, we seen that and I believe that was either Oakland or Compton, where that girl got killed in the store by an Asian woman. Not sure, but it was in California somewhere. So we can't, what I'm saying is, we can't fight each other and then put our differences aside for a week or two, 30 days, when an officer, a white officer, killed one of us. We can't put our differences aside just for a few minutes. We got to start putting our differences aside for our children, for our people, for everything else, man. I mean, we dying for nothing. Why not die for something? I don't get that. You dying for these blocks? That's another thing I hate. Cousin them died for this block. Folks them died for this block. Blood them died for this block. Hey, yeah, he did, right? He died for the block to be gentrified. That's what he died for. So they can label this area as a bad area, gentrified, and fix it up and sell it back to white folks. Yep, he absolutely died for a cause. Sorry, it wasn't y'all cause. It wasn't the cause you think it was, but he died for a cause. He died for that white man cause. We dying for that white man cause. We're not dying. We dying for streets we don't even own, nigga. Like, that's what I'm still puzzled about. Like, why are we still dying for streets we don't even own? At least buy the damn block. Y'all flashing all this cash. It can't be y'all's. It can't be y'all bread. That can't be y'all bag. Y'all flashing all this cash. And I ain't talking about these celebrities that want to be street niggas. I'm talking about the street niggas. Y'all flashing all this cash, and you ain't bought the block. You ain't called down the city, hey, how can I buy all this property? You can buy the land, nigga, that these houses sit on. Did you know that? I bet you didn't know that. You can buy the land that the houses sit on. You got all that money, go buy the land. Buy up the block. And if you want to be petty, you can hold on to it and still let them gentrify, so when they come want to buy it, at least you get a chunk of change out of it. At least your family or somebody gets something out of it. The niggas in the neighborhood don't. At least your family can live. Your kids don't have to be out there struggling like you. You feel what I'm saying? So that's something to think about. We don't think about stuff like that. We got all this money. We got this bag. We go give it to the clubs. And ladies, be smart too. All these niggas going to the club, making it rain on your ass, spending all that money. Buy up the block. Buy the Rick Ross was right. Buy the block. Buy the block. Don't go spending all that money on your hair and all. I know you got to keep up your image when you're in the club, because that's what makes your money. You know, you're your brand, so you make your money. So you gotta, clean up and then stay fresh. You know what I'm saying? But also put some of that money up and buy some land. Forget a building. Buy the land. Own the land. Own the building and the land. So you can sell the building if you want to and still own the land. So they come say, hey, we want to buy this land now. Hey, they got to come see you. Worth more than that building. Own some land. That's the first thing niggas do in the city. Big city like Chicago, they want to go buy apartment buildings and fix it and find, and buying houses and fixing them up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying something wrong with it. Get your hustle on. It's not what I'm saying. But if you're going to buy the house and fix it up, buy the land too if you can. Buy the land. So when they come through, they want to make some moves. They want to build a mall. They want to do blah, blah, blah. Gets gentrified or whatever. You own that land that they want to build on. And they got to pay you. They got to pay you. Own the land, folks. That's what we doing. We finna try to own some land, own some property. Both. That's what I'm trying to talk to my group about. Getting some land. Forget just getting property. We can do that, but that land gonna be way more worth. So when I talked to the realtor, he said, oh man, what you kind of asked what you know about getting land. He was kind of shocked that I kind of knew something about it. You know what I'm saying? I told him the land is worth more than the crib. If an investor want to come buy that land from me, I can sell him that land, it'd be his, and he can do whatever he want to do with it. That means whoever live on that land gotta go. I just sold this land, we gotta go. Or you gotta work whatever you gotta work out. The people let you, but that 9 out of 10 they probably won't. So buy the land that your property, your house sits on. See if you can own that. You own that and your house, man. You got it made. Mexican bought a lot next to me. Been trying to get it for years. Didn't even know it went up for sale. He bought half. I'm trying to get the other half. Man, we gotta right next door to my house, man. We gotta start putting our money where it's supposed to be. You know, we get these income taxes, man, and we don't do that. That's what I'm doing this year with mine. I'm trying to invest in it as much as possible. You know, the Lord has been good to me. I can't complain. It's a nice day, sun shining. I'm riding good, eating good. On my way to the grocery store right now to get some grub. You know what I'm saying? Get a nice breakfast. You know how I do. But figure out your plan, y'all. Figure out your plan. Figure out what you're gonna do for the future. Remember, it's not about you no more. It's about your kids. You know, those of you all who are young, having babies, 16, 15, it ain't about you no more. I know you're young, you're still a kid in a way, but you chose to be grown, so now you have to be grown. It ain't about you no more. So start saving. Start investing in something. You know, y'all got these dope dealing boyfriends. Tell them go on, throw some money into your crypto. Get your bank account, tell them put some money in your crypto. And it'll probably help him too. You know, eventually he going to jail. He gonna get caught and go to jail. So it'll probably help him too. For that commissary money. He gonna need it. Be his backbone. Be his backbone. You get what I'm saying? You gonna deal with him? At least get the money up out of him and put it where it's supposed to be. So by the time he get locked up and blah, 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 and you come home and you still doing your thing, you have some money. You ain't spent it. Y'all gotta start thinking like that. You know, that money could be for, you know, for the kids, so that way you ain't gotta worry about, oh, I ain't got nobody to help me and da-da-da-da-da. You know, no, you got this. You got savings. You got stuff you can depend on. You know, resources. You know, work. Do what you got to do. That's my advice to you all. You know, don't mess with these freeload niggas. Don't mess with these freeload niggas. Ladies, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you can grow with this person. Same way with y'all fellas. Don't mess with these chicks that you can't grow with. All we think about is the wetness. We think about that wet, and then we just want to get in. Then we get in, we get them pregnant, and then we don't want to deal with them no more. You know what I'm saying? So fellas, protect yourself at least. You know, at least protect yourself. I'm not saying pull a Drake. I'm not saying do nothing crazy. What I'm saying is strap it up, but don't mess with it at all. Don't even let it come in it can come in the mouth. Don't even come in the mouth. Don't even come in the mouth. Don't even do it. She might hold that, spit that in a plastic bag, and then you know, she go home and she's pregnant all of a sudden. So they'll be saying, I can't get you pregnant through the mail. Yeah, man, she held that, spit that in a plastic bag, one of them Ziplocs or something. Yeah, believe that. She gonna trap you. Trap your ass. She's gonna trap you. She ain't playing. watch that, man. Watch them traps. Watch them chicks ain't got no money. Ladies, watch them dudes ain't got no money. You know, I'm sorry, y'all. I hate to say this, but I look at the Mexicans, I look at the essays, and they women be working. They women be in these McDonald's, these White Castles, these janitorial jobs. They women be working. Seriously. You know, so, hey, they getting all the jobs, so y'all better start stepping y'all game up. Stop trying to depend on these drug dealers, man. These trap boys and these hustler all-stars. Y'all gonna start depending on them. Start depending on yourself. The problem is niggas don't want to work. Niggas don't want to work, but it's more black women working than it is black men. You know, black men. We have to get educated, man. We gotta stop talking that awa talk. What that mean is that's that street language. We gotta stop talking that. We gotta learn how to deal with these folks in the corporate world. We can deal with the street world, but that's where we come from. That's where we live. But we're not taught how to deal with this corporate world. Know how to use a sentence. Know how to use words in a sentence. You got to start learning that. You know, a lot of these women work because they have no choice, because we're not there to take care of the kids. So they don't really have no choice. But it's the best choice, because you need 2 incomes to survive now. In this day and age, niggas ain't getting them granddaddy jobs no more, but granddaddy made 30, 40,000 back in the day, and it meant something. 30, 40,000 meant something back in the 60s and 70s, if you're making that kind of bread. Even 18 and 20 meant something back in the 70s and 60s. You know what I'm saying? It meant a little something. Granddaddy was able to take care of 2 families. Great-granddaddy was able to take care of 2 families. You know what I'm saying? But we living in a different time now, so we no longer living in those times where we can afford to take care of a family. You know, 1 family, let alone 2 and 3. They did it though. You know, because they was still able to live good, and they was able to afford to do things, but they couldn't quite afford to do the things that the white folks did back then. They wasn't at that status yet, but they was rising. You know, my grandmother had 12 kids, man. My grandmother had 12 kids. My mom is the 4th. Yeah, my mom is the 4th oldest. You know, my grandmama struggled, you know, in those times, but she made it happen. You know, well, and my mother's dad, he had a whole nother family. He had a whole nother family. He had 5 by my grandma, 1 is my mom's, and then he had, I think, about a good 9 or 10 by his wife. Yeah, he was married. See what I'm saying? This is what was going on back in the day. He was married. He had kids by my grandmother. He had 5 kids by my grandmother, and about 9 or 10 by his wife. And unfortunately, he was killed. His wife stabbed him. He jumped on his wife because my grandmother took my mother and his and the rest of his kids away, because my stepdaddy said, my mother's stepdaddy said that he couldn't take my mother and my my mother's older sister, which is my auntie. He couldn't just take them. He had to take all 5 of them kids. If he couldn't take all 5 of them kids, he couldn't take none. So that's what drove him crazy. He went, jumped on his wife. His wife pulled out a knife, stabbed him. You know what I'm saying? So it was rough times back then. You know, nobody's perfect. But with that being said, I got to head on. Maybe later check out what I get. You know, maybe another time, but this time ain't the right time. So y'all know what to do. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Deuces.